Hi, Howard from StartupRemarkable.com here, and today I'm going to share with you 6 secrets to keeping very productive while you're away traveling, especially for long periods of time. How do I know? Well, I'm just back from 6 weeks traveling across the world, quite literally, from starting off in Australia, doing a road trip in a camper van across the desert, to Malaysia in Asia, and also up to the jungles of northern Thailand, over to Ireland for a whirlwind weekend, and then over here to London, which I've just moved into my new house, which is really exciting. But during those 6 weeks, I learned a lot about what it's like to trying to keep really productive with your business, because when I go on holidays, as much as I love the experiences I'm there, I also want to keep my business's momentum going so I can reach all my goals and my targets that I've set myself. And after 6 weeks being away, I'm putting my hand up and saying I failed miserably. All the plans I had in place for keeping my businesses really pushed on to be at least as productive as while I was living in Australia, they just didn't work out for one reason or another. I'm going to share those with you, so hopefully you can put the plans in place that if you're going away for any period of time, really anything over maybe 3 or 4 days, if you're away for a week or a month or 6 months, that you can put these plans in place so the same thing won't happen to you, and you'll be able to keep very productive. So what are these 6 secrets? Okay, well, the first one is systems. Now, systems, this really is the holy grail of being able to leave your business, go on holidays, and for it to remain really productive and earning money for you. Now, I thought I had great systems in place. I had all these systems. I had my week's plans that I give to my VAs in the Philippines and they'd manage. But it's not until you're not actually looking over the progress that's made every day, and you're not there to actually manage it, that you realize where the holes in those systems are. So I would really recommend spending a good bit of time making sure that your systems are as watertight as possible. And believe me, it'll probably take a few attempts, but once you get those systems in place, you really will be able to step away from your business and relax a lot more. Now, if you're a little unclear what I'm talking about with systems, I'd recommend reading the Bible of business systems books, which is The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Just a great read. No matter what kind of business you're in, it really gives you a new perspective on what a business should work like. So that's the first one, systems. The second one is be prepared. Now, I had heard from Chris Guillebeau, I read one of his books, and he recommended before you launch your blog, have at least 30 days worth of content just ready, sitting there for on the occasion that you don't have time or you're not able to post to your blog. Now, I was in such a hurry to launch StartupRemarkable.com that I was like, I don't have time for that. I'll try and build up a bit of a database of a couple of posts and stuff as I go along, but I didn't have time to do it before I went away. And boy, I wish I did, because you just don't know what's going to come up while you're away. You may have plans. I had plans to write blog content every single day on my laptop while I was traveling across the Australian outback. But then when I was there, there was no electricity for my laptop. I couldn't power it, and I was hours from any plug point. So it just, it's just not possible. So definitely be prepared. Have a look forward on the very least what you will need to do while you're away, and have that stuff already done before you go. And then at least at the very, you won't be disappointed with commitments that you're not able to keep. So that's the second one. Then the third one, which really leads nicely into it, is expect the unexpected. And this is really from a productivity point of view, I suppose. Again, I'll use the example of being in the Australian outback. Beautiful, in this camper van, but wanting to do some work and not having a laptop or the ability to connect to the internet or even just type up a Word document. So I definitely also recommend expect the unexpected. Another example was I'd made some videos while I was away and I wanted to upload them to my blog, and while I was in Thailand, and just the upload speeds were, it was the only internet connection was the equivalent of a dial-up connection, and for me to upload the video was going to take, I think, close to a day of upload speed. So just expect the worst with the technology and any kind of internet connection while you're away, and hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, and now the fourth one then is to be realistic. I probably in hindsight set myself too much ambitious goals while I was away. I wanted to, keep developing new business while I was away, and I wanted to make sure that I kept on top of all my clients for my web design and internet business clients, which really I was able to do the bare minimum, but I don't think I was quite realistic enough with what I was going to be able to achieve while I was still out having a great time. And most of your time while you're traveling, you're going to be experiencing new things and seeing new places, and you just got to factor in for that be realistic that maybe your productivity won't be as high. Maybe I was a bit naive in that regard, but I definitely thought that I'd be able to keep really uber productive. And when you set yourself expectations and you don't meet them, it just ends up with disappointment. So set realistic expectations. Now the fifth one is do your research. Now when you're going to these places, wherever you're going, whether it be Thailand or Australia or anywhere at all, any place you're going, do some research before you go, specifically in who else is living there in your field, because it's a great in if you're from out of town and maybe there's another blogger or there's a specific entrepreneur that lives in that particular town that you're visiting, town or city. If you're saying that you're just going to be there for a day or two and you'd love to hook up for a coffee, it's a great in, because the person knows that you're just in town, and they'd always like to make you feel a little bit hospitable and welcome and that. Now I found I had a great experience with that while I was traveling across Australia. I was in Sydney for one night, and I connected with a great guy called Richard, who I have an interview here on the blog about. And it was just a great opportunity to do that. So definitely take advantage of it, and you can make some really great connections. So that's the fifth, and then the sixth is one of the most important as well, is just to relax and slow down and allow the inspiration that will come when you're wherever you are, whether it be in Thailand and you're elephant riding through the jungle, or you're doing a Thai boxing camp. You will get great inspiration for your business, and it's well worth it. So just allow that. Don't expect while you're there to be working all the time, and just switch off and allow the inspiration come to you. So I hope that helps anyway. Wherever you're going, have a great time. And if you have any other tips on keeping really productive while you're away, please add them. I'd love to hear them. Add them as a comment on the bottom of this blog, and hopefully we can, next time I'm away, which I'm going to be experimenting later on this year, I'm going to head away for a couple of more weeks as well and see have I improved in keeping my business productive while I'm away. Okay, lovely chatting to you. This is Howard from StartupRemarkable.com, and chat to you soon.